So we're going to be checking out the next episode of Hunter the Grimal. Normally Hunter the Parenting. I just realized that they actually have changed the name to Hunter the Grimaling. Chapter 5.5, Grimal no Uta. And all I can say is this is either going to be a really funny joke episode because they're doing an absolute bait and switch on us, which I'm hoping, or anything that's doing the freaking reference to Evangelion, you know, specifically the end of Evangelion. LCL everywhere, man. That said, Grimal no Uta makes me think more of Revolutionary Girl Uta, which would be a very different vibe than end of Evangelion. We don't have to ask where their hands were. If you don't understand this reference, you are not old enough to let me answer that question. I am not going to say more about that. Also, for anyone wondering, Cosmic Void did not know what End of Evangelion was, and we, by that I mean me, Martin, and Siren, and a few other people in the chat were ragging on him constantly about that last night. If he has not seen that yet, when his reaction comes out, make sure to fix that. I'm going to cut this out later, but yeah. Oh, Martin, was that Utana? You're right. It was. I was wrong about that. Either way, though, that's at least what I'm thinking based on that. Also, I don't really know what no Uta means in Japanese because I'm not Japanese and I don't speak Japanese. I barely speak English, let alone American. Yeah, I'm going to say that's a different language at this point. Moving on, we're going to jump into this, see where this goes, and probably either have a really fun time or a really fun time with emotional trauma. It's really one or the other. Let's find out. Alfabusa always does good. Dear God, the art they get, man. Oh, it's so cool. Grimal no Uta. I mean, I guess the other joke is it's kind of like Boy's video where it's literally just references to the thing they're hyper-focused on and nothing about this. Hey, Subcosmics in the chat. Previously on, I'm not going to read that.
Oh, blimey, it's bloody Grimal!
Yeah.
How's the fucking fiance?
Actually kind of saved me from being stumped more than 33 times. He really showed that he cared, you know? He's just so intense.
Didn't know he had it in him.
Sure you didn't.
When I first saw this episode, I didn't actually realize they were a thing yet. So her saying, didn't know yet, I thought it was like the random, oh, that's just a nice little aside they did. Now, knowing that they were the thing prior to Kitten and Marcus, that's like, oh, that's actually her dropping a mask for a second. Yeah, this is one of those shows I probably need to rewatch, isn't it?
Tee-hee.
Took the Arcanum band the hardest since...
You can see the immediate moment the mask comebacks on when she goes, tee-hee, except it's very forced. And again, I thought that was just the acting, but no, apparently it's intentional now.
The only real reason he's banned is...
Also, Meep, I'm going to pull up. Oh my God, I can't believe you spoiled that, man. Oh my God, that's yeah, wow. Oh dear God.
because he happened to be so tightly wrapped in with me.
At least he wasn't as low as when he and I were dating. I was the first.
And that's where they probably first mentioned it. Yeah, wait, as low as when they were dating. We've only seen him kind of high-strung. What was he like? Are we going to get a flashback to when they were dating?
First person he'd met who actually knew about blanks and stuff. Beggars can't be choosers.
It's your fault I'm not allowed to watch Koto no Ken anymore.
Oh, is that?
I still don't know what that is. Is that even a real thing?
You were living together, you couldn't sleep without your shock blasting and looping your ear holes for the full 10 hours.
Oh.
I don't know what that is either. Again, I mostly know the American names, so I probably don't know what they actually mean in Japanese.
So he was shock after all.
He is traumatized. You have left me a broken boy that I have to fix.
I was
This is gonna be all the
kicked
weeb.
out. I haven't conducted any research because I no longer have the Arcanum's funds to conduct them with.
You've got no bloody oversight. You should be happy.
This is exactly why we never worked out.
Oi!
Yeah.
Obliviousness, your obsessions, the Fist of the North Star music looping all night.
It's Fit to the North Star. Oh, okay, that... Something no Ken. Ken means fist, doesn't it? Oh, okay.
Shut up! Look, I can't take any more of you right now.
Hey, wait. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, just...
Grimal no Uta, Hunter the Grimaling. Did they actually find out how to spell Grimal and then Grimaling in Japanese to make it future tense or action based. That'd actually be kind of funny and hilarious if they did.
Grimaling,
Oh.
I would encourage you to stay in your seat and rest.
Dad, which is the caliber the vacancies?
Oh, yeah, she's covered in blood from literally the entire werewolf fiasco. Yeah. She got a front row seat to that.
762, son. They're in the 200 cartridge cans. Those ones. There.
200?
Beneath, that seat.
I'm sorry. Is it a cartridge can with 200 in it, or was that 200 cans of cartridge? It's probably 200 cans of ammo.
Okay. Hey, door? Pardon the interruption, but
She's put a lot of the over-the-topness we saw in her character, even when talking to Kitten, is just missing immediately. Oh.
you seen where,
He's on the upper deck. But I really must insist you get some rest.
I appreciate it, but I kind of have something to say to him. Something's on my mind about things.
Is this going to be a confession of her being the ghoul and it's her fault, like Cosmic thinks? Or is this her feeling incredible guilt for something else? My money is probably on she had something explicitly to do with Kitten being thrown out of the Arcanum. But that's just a guess I'm throwing out there. I'm not entirely sure if that's accurate.
Oh, yes.
He has more than enough things on his mind as it stands.
Look,
It's bad enough that all this happened under his watch. But to Marcus as well.
I know.
He's being a bro. He's literally actually being a bro, considering brother. Well, brother-in-law, but close enough.
It's gotten me real out of sorts too.
Escalating
I
consternation.
promise not to make things worse for him, all right? We've just got some things to talk through.
This is definitely not the time for that. Oh, God. Also, Meep saw an image of a British Miku, and she looks like if Grimal had an office job. If Miku was not part of the reason her hair is this way, I may wouldn't be entirely surprised because it's the most anime thing I can imagine, and Miku is anime in very much that literal sense. Although I'm not actually sure she's ever had an actual anime now that I think about it. But yeah, that's definitely very much the case. Unless I'm completely wrong, but I would be very surprised about that and kind of curious what the actual inspiration at that point was.
If you really must.
Thanks, Dor.
Grimaling,
Yeah?
I'll be holding you to that.
Right.
I just love Dor as a character. It's a good thing there's no foreshadowing of him. Otherwise, this would be really disturbing. But, so the basic thought is, he's not against her, but he also knows that this is probably going to fuck over Kitten, wherever this conversation is. It's like when one of your friends is doing something you know is going to hurt another one of your friends, except one of your other friends is someone related to. It's like, oh, God damn it. Yeah, I get this.
Go on then.
But he's still letting it happen in case he's not wrong. Or I guess if he's not overreacting. Still not sure if it's the right choice.
Hey,
That is a lot of blood. I mean, considering everything that happened, it's probably less blood than should be there, but I don't think dyeing her entire clothing red and then her pants and then part of her hair and her face and her skin everywhere red would be a right effect. But yeah, it does really get that across.
knock knock. I guess.
Grimal? Honestly, I don't think I can stand speaking about whatever it is you want to talk about. Please, go back down below and do literally anything else.
No, it's... I'm... kind of useless down below with them fixing up the ammo and stuff.
Yeah. Also, I didn't realize these opened. I've been on so many buses where they don't. This is actually kind of surprised me. That's cool.
Ribs keep sliding around in there like
Yeah.
half-assed mincemeat.
How
I
is she
came up
alive?
here to Well, give you someone to talk it through with.
Is it just me or has the style for her entire character art slightly adjusted? Like, it doesn't look as... That's why they're not overhyping the facial features as much as they have in some of the previous ones, because she was the joke character, but they're not doing a joke scene anymore. That would do it.
You came up here to listen for once?
First time for everything.
It's the truth, okay? There's no doubt you got a lot going on in your head, and I want to help.
All right, fine. I'm doing pretty shit right now, and
yeah,
I know it. But you really, really should be resting.
Yeah, actually, if anything, the something is going on is definitely... Were her nails always this sharp? Maybe I'm missing something, but I don't remember that. It's a weird detail I'll get fixated on, but it just seems different than I remember.
Well, with everyone preparing...
Also, I don't think it's like something that was just radically changed. It's not like, oh no, she inserted random thing here. They're painted, so the paint, unless her natural nail color is this, that's probably just something I missed.
Come up to check on you, I'll wager.
Sir D would call it bathing in the null space.
You might even be right somehow.
I appreciate the check-in.
Of course. Though, admittedly, I do want to talk with you about... Well... us?
One hell of a time to be talking about us.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
No, it's...
Oh, her last name is Smith. Oh, that's kind of straightforward. And also, she's not doing the over-the-top, intentionally fake Japanese otaku accents, so she just sounds more normal. That's why it sounds odd. Also, Necro, we saw her claw the bricks when fighting Matilda. Yeah, but also I was wondering if that was more just a style difference here, and this kind of confirms it wasn't just a style choice. They've done a few style images where they change the art style for certain emphasis, like Big D's proportions change radically depending on what is happening and how serious the moment is. I was kind of wondering if that was what was happening with her, but no, apparently that's just an actual part of her design.
Another Grimaling Smith classic of being doggedly insistent about making sure she's okay first before reading the room? Ooh. The thing she's always done?
No, it's not.
Marcus gets abducted by a monster that can flood my mind with primal terror, and that's your cue to come and bother me about the serial drama that is our fucked relationship.
Yeah.
Son of a...
I definitely feel like we're getting a bait and switch on this one. Because it seems a lot of the writing so far in Hunt of the Parenting has been something along the lines of, here's the thing you expect, here's the things we're giving you the information about, now here's what they actually mean. Now you could see this if you knew something about World of Darkness and how fucked up these characters' heads are, or in Big D's case, intentionally obfuscated, but they're usually not complete ass-pull moments. So I'm assuming, though, whatever we're seeing here is... I don't think it's whatever Kitten's saying right now, but it's probably going to keep her from saying something. Or, big reveal. Considering this is a talking episode and not the 6th chapter, I don't think it'll be high action. I could be wrong, though. I mean, considering the Fatigue episode was high action without any physical movement.
That was a shitty thing to say.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on right now, Grimal, and no, you got punched through a wall. I can't be doing that to you. I'm sorry.
Mate, it's been a fucking night, so I get it.
Be really weird if she's actually the changeling. Like, just throw a complete 180 on us. It's like, oh yeah, we all think she's the ghoul, or that something's going on. Or it's like, nope, changeling. I don't know if that makes them more durable, but getting thrown through a wall, feeling ribs moving around, having that much blood, that's kind of a lot.
I'm I'm sorry too. This is...
Also, I'm throwing the changeling as just a random what the fuck because I don't know anything about changeling lore in World of Darkness. I am almost completely unaware of how that would work. I'm just wondering, like, okay, this would be the one I would never expect. I'm not entirely sure it would be justified either.
It's a shit time to bring it up, but it's just...
Trying to get
That
drama?
thing could have given me a nice wet vivisection.
Didn't?
In the last bit of talking we did was...
An argument. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Are they trying to lead into the fact that Matilda was holding back? Yeah, actually, that might be the case. Oh, they were fighting all of that, and she was maybe half-assing it, or I guess more jobbing.
You'll have to
admittedly
excuse
more
me if I have
terrifying.
some difficulty accepting that a brush with death is what's spurring you to try and patch things up with me.
I never said that was all I came up here to talk to you about. Cut me a break, all right? I'm not here to make it about me. I'm worried about you.
I'm worried about Marcus. We should be thinking about what we can do to rescue him, not patching things up between us. Honestly, you should have stayed. You're in no shape to be coming along.
That's my...
How did she get up so fast to even do that? Kitten, I'm assuming it's because... Do I have to... Okay, there's definitely something going on there, and Dee has hinted very heavily at Cat Farah, so for anyone wondering, that would be the werecats, essentially, but not entirely... Cat Farah is closer to World of Darkness accurate. There's one time I can actually say that. Although it would be funny if that's not the case.
My decision.
Maybe not the right one.
I need to do what I can, and
What can
I
she
know
do, though?
you would have done the same.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Utterly,
Fair, I
completely.
guess.
That's definitely
Doesn't make me any
Kitten's
less
character.
worried.
But if it's Marcus you want to think about,
Because he's her
why
friend,
don't
too.
we put our heads together and do some of that thinking then?
From what we've talked about with Sir D, the werewolves would have been unlikely.
And he immediately didn't even try and fight her on this because I guess he trusts her when it comes to actually just doing the job. That shows just a lot of trust right there. It's kind of nice.
To take him hostage unless they were gunning for something.
Like what?
We've gone over some information.
See, that's the part. Like, this right here, yeah, holding back to gun for information. The thing is, she had the chip, but her first thought when it came to Marcus was she got stabbed through the hands, and then she was told to take him. Her first instinct wasn't to kill. Or, well, her first instinct probably was to kill, but her actual action wasn't to immediately do that. Yeah. She just tore someone a new arm required.
Ready, and we've had some trouble piecing together important specifics.
Well, what you got overall?
So they're probably outlining
Nothing
what we need to know
immediately
to move
relevant,
forward.
other than details of the whereabouts of this werewolf cairn.
Which they might have located.
Even then, it's unhelpfully vague.
No, like special details on how to take them on. How many of them we're fighting?
Also, Pylo's mentioning Kitten wasn't injured in the first place. Didn't he have injuries left over? No. He was fine after the fight with the vampires. Because I'm assuming this happened pretty close after that. Unless there was a bigger time gap than I thought.
What they're even doing this for?
No, unfortunately,
Oh,
it's
it has
listed
this
a
all happening
load
in
of
the
groups that operate out of England as a whole, but no real information on hunting them.
Yeah.
So, what are we doing going out here then?
Whenever we can, I think. The Society of St. Leopold was the only group that opted to remain in the operation
It's
after...
alright. I heard about it from Dee.
She did? Okay, I'm going to just guarantee now that she's probably not the ghoul, because if Big D's first instinct is to give her information, that either means he has explicit trust in her, which he doesn't even have for his kids, or he's doing the same thing he did against Chapman, who was a ghoul, and giving them information to see what they do. Because the one thing you never expect to hear from Big D is he gave information. Now, again, it's information in the chapter house about what's going on, but The guy is tight-lipped in the extreme.
So bloody stupid.
Did you learn anything from looking around in the Arcanum?
Aside from Lord Fatigue repeatedly saying penis?
That did happen, yeah.
Never mind.
Did happen
The
a lot.
records we consulted had a few components to them that gave us something. Nothing new, really. If you know the whole bit about werewolves being weak to silver, then that's all we've got.
Well, hang on. That stupid movie trope is true.
I know, right?
And because in World of Darkness, vampires control Hollywood, or at least parts of it, I think, depending on the interpretation, so does the technocracy. I wouldn't be surprised if someone who actually is aware of the Fair decided to put that in there just to fuck them over. And then everyone else thought it was a stupid trope and kept doing it anyways.
The thing I've learned as a hunter is that a lot of pop culture seems to be remarkably close to reality. Or rather, the hidden reality of things.
So vampires really don't like garlic.
Well, no, that...
And the Bomir fish is responsible for all those net cuttings.
The what?
No, Grimal...
Probably
We're gonna
British
stop
thing.
leaving out bedbug powder for Krampus again?
Grimaling.
Again?
Only part of those things are correct, hence the close to reality.
Wait, isn't Santa Claus explicitly a thing? And oh, that's probably the joke. So there probably is a Krampus.
Part of what I said.
But how are we supposed to know which parts are true and which ones are bunk? Only reason you're telling me Silver works on werewolves is because you found out from D and your research.
And only...
Yep. Also, Shadowblazer and set info is irrelevant now due to joining the hunt. Yeah, but also Big D hides information from his kids during hunts. So if it was Dor giving that information, if it was anyone else giving that information, hell, if it was Occam giving that information, be like, yeah, that makes sense. Big D just sounds odd. It could also just be a throwaway line for all I know, and I'm just overreacting to it. But just the idea that it's specifically name-dropping Big D giving information, that's not his character normally.
Because it happens to be relevant at this time. It doesn't fix the underlying problem, which is that what we're facing is
Big, murdery,
potentially
powerful.
an entire pack of
Yeah.
giant man-wolves who have powers that I can only scarcely begin to guess.
Unfortunately, the biggest one they have on their advantage is you die, and that's where they start. The rest is, can you survive long enough to see the rest of their bullshit?
And with D, he's only gonna tell you what's relevant, yeah?
Yes. It isn't doing wonders for me trying to mull over the possibilities, and I don't know what rules they're playing by.
These Leopold guys, though, they're proper hunters. Okay, proper is in, like, they're a full-on government organization. Not that you...
It's alright, Grimal. I got what you meant.
Sorry, love. Point being, they got tactics, they got weapons, they got strategy.
They got absolutely dedicated fanatics who would utterly run into the face of death, maybe die, but they have such absolute belief in it that they trigger the in-universe tag of true faith, which is essentially, I'm not a mage, but for right now, we're going to ignore that fact. Yeah. True faith is probably the most broken ability that's nearly impossible to have because it's utter belief in something to the point of you essentially are just doing IRL magic without paradox. It's kind of bullshit for anyone who knows what anything Mage of the Ascension is in World of Darkness. That is, yeah, oh fuck, inducing.
Kind of stuff that D yammers on about, yeah?
Point, man.
Yes. To whatever extent I can assume to be the case. I'm not privy to exactly what they bring to the table beyond weapons and expertise.
But they're working with us to get Mark back. Can't be all bad then, with a big proper group like that at our backs, yeah?
You're right about that.
At their backs, for sure.
I'd rather have the help than not. It's just hard to gauge what'll be done by these zealots.
I'm wondering if he's trying very hard not to say shoot us in the back because we're the ones who have them behind them. Yeah. And Shadowblazer said true faith does not equal magic. True faith equals miracles. Yep. I'm not saying it is magic. I'm saying functionally it is just the utter what the fuck level of true faith when it works. It kind of plays similar to what awakening level magic is. Not magic in the system, but magic in the one moment where you get the explicit in-universe ability to just do this, and it just happens, and Paradox ignores it for a bit. It's not magic, honestly. It's kind of crazier, so yeah. True faith is just really hard to come by because it requires absolute unwavering dedication that's literally insane.
They let you in on their plans?
Not me. Not me, no. I'm not the maker of strategies for this. My own knowledge is middling.
They probably brought
at best.
Dora in, if anything.
So, it's Dee and the Catholic boys.
I don't even think Sir Dee's having much influence on them. Our discussions after the meeting with the Coalition were terse.
So,
Wait, are we talking the Coalition as just them and the Catholic boys, to quote Grimal? Or did other members stick around?
in short, we haven't really got anything to plan around.
I suppose not. Guess we may as well then.
May as well what?
Keep on with regards to you and me, like you wanted to discuss.
You actually want to do that?
But...
Wound opening cough. Yeah. She's still in rough shape. I'm actually surprised she could just move around.
I thought you wanted to...
Things right now aren't in a state where I can just sit here and fume about issues I have no control over.
So do the one you can.
If I have to talk, which frankly you're right about, I may as well make headway on something.
Oh,
Yeah, Leslie was an angry kitten.
Don't.
right, sorry.
I thought about it while we were talking, and if I'd gone through what you went through and got turned away like how I've been doing to you,
Marcus basically giving him the cold shoulder constantly. Yeah. Unless there's something else.
I'd feel pretty terrible. So, yes, I want to discuss it with you.
Now we get backstory,
Thanks, mate.
probably.
You,
Still bleeding!
you mind giving me something
You're not supposed to
work
throw
with?
up blood. Oh, God.
It's a little fogged, what with the, rampage brain and the cracked ribs.
Well,
Yeah.
remember the Suffolk Anime Con rave?
Oh,
There's raves at anime cons? This probably just shows how little I've been to. Yeah.
yeah! Of course I remember!
There we go. Just needed the spark, right?
You bumping into me while I was in my flow state on the floor and I
Flow
clobbered
state?
you with the paddle. Oh,
She actually just hit someone with the yaoi paddle. Oh, God, that wasn't a joke. Because, of course, she's based on the trope of the over-eager, completely what the fuck are you doing early 2000s anime otaku. Yeah. I heard stories about that. I didn't know if anyone actually did it. Apparently someone actually did it. I'm being told it was 90s cons were different. Oh, God.
oh, ow. And
The constant dodging and having to evade your nicotine-induced battle fury every...
Oh, she was actually actively attacking him. Yeah, this actually sounds like Grimal. I'm not even going to question that. Also, King Dragon, thank you very much, man. You recommend the most powerful types of magic system by Curious Archive? Yeah, sure. I'll add that in. Just to the list. Give me 1 second. There we go. And thanks again for being a member for 21 months, man. God damn. Also, Meep. Terminator is now technically an anime franchise. I have no idea how to comprehend that. Okay.
errant blow striking some
Joshi
of
are
the
scary
poor
crazy
rave
like
girls.
that? Heck yeah.
And the way that huge butch security guard yanked me by that well-long braid I had.
And me by
Bushy
my
braid.
damn ears.
Yeah.
Oh. So she literally had the Shadow Sun braid at the time. Yeah. And just pulled them apart. Oh, man.
Thought I'd crack me arse-bone on the concrete.
Ooh.
Suffolk grade arse-shattering curbs.
I did remember coming down off that adrenaline and ciggy high after that.
Siggy?
Arse-related trauma and all. You were
That's a
awful
phrase.
patient with me. despite me thumping you good with the paddle.
Well, what can I say other than I thought you were cute?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like on the one hand, you met her by getting beat up at an anime convention where she's really just utterly losing her shit because she's having a good time. And yeah, the entire thing of, cute, it works. I hate how that kind of just makes sense to me.
Could have been head trauma.
Ouch, cat boy.
Difference.
Of course, you immediately
Just immediately going for the cat boy
apologized and
part.
did wonders for my opinion for you at the time.
She apologized.
Christ, you were just so distraught.
I was going to say manic pixie dream girl, but mine's the dream part. More the murder girl.
It was a rough time, and I did feel awful for nearly laying you out, because some other guy grabbed my ass.
The fact that you thought it was me.
Oh, so when she said a flow state, she means someone was actually just fucking with her and she responded with violence. Yeah, honestly, I kind of stand by her actions then. Huh.
Is still really funny, considering I didn't even know you existed until the first swing connected. Couldn't even get our wallets back until the day after.
Yup.
The waltz?
All I had was a pound coin in my skirt pocket.
And I had 50p in my...
Why does a coin cost... It's cost a pound, not weigh a pound. Oh, yeah, British. That would be it.
Up at Crabtree's Chippy, drowning our sorrows in a greasy, shitty chip butty.
What?
Sorrows in a greasy, shitty chip butty.
I'm going to assume that this is a Britishism. I'm really hoping this is a Britishism. Otherwise, damn, Kitty moves fast.
The gall of him to price a bap that bad at 80 pence.
Oh, what?
Highway robbery. But
I'm being told by Martin that's a chip sandwich. Fries in bread. You know what? I can't say anything, right? It's potato chips in bread. Greasy potato chips fast food. It's a French fry sandwich. You know what? Somehow, I think my initial assumption is less disturbing. Dear God, Britain. Also, me just going suspiciously coin-shaped purse. That actually kind of makes sense. Oh, God.
I mean, it was worth a lot more than 80 pence at the time.
Yeah. It was.
I mentioned I've been getting into Wigan kebabs lately.
The sandwich with a meat pie for a filling?
Carbs on carbs on carbs on carbs.
How is a meat pie filling? Is that basically just like meatloaf with bread? Honestly, that just sounds like a burger with extra steps involved.
Mate.
I'm afraid my life...
Hey, Cass, thank you for sending the gold coin. That's awesome. Yeah. These are fun.
Style can't make best use of such an energy-dense diet. Haven't eaten a chip sandwich adjacent thing since...
Does he even need to do the mask?
Well...
Seriously?
It's not what you think! I'm not doing it out of spite. It's...
Heavy?
It just hurts to recall it. I'd been associating you with them for so long that I couldn't really unassociate it.
You've got...
Oh. So this wasn't one of those we just didn't work out and move on. This is actual deep lingering hurt, which we kind of got the idea to, but... Yeah. Also, I'm being told by Necro it's a Depression-era meal. Yeah, that makes sense. Also, Martin, no, it's a whole meat pie in a sandwich. How big is a meat pie? Because either that's a really big sandwich or a really small pie. Also, the more I'm learning about British food, man.
Look at past that, mate. You're missing out on a bread-centric lifestyle that I've been enjoying for the past... month?
Month?
Easier said than done, Grim.
I mean, you did enjoy it, right? That wasn't like a... lie?
No, I did. That's part of why it hurts so bad.
And part of what he said earlier does come back. She does want to make sure she's all right. And even if she's doing a lot of the good, it's still coming back to herself because she wants to feel that it wasn't just on her end. It wasn't just fake, which admittedly completely valid. I'm not saying she's wrong for doing it. It's just you can see where both sides are accurately characterizing each other's faults and everything. But also that's probably why this happened, because they're still friends despite everything. At least I get the impression that they are, because I don't think Marcus would have anything to do with her otherwise.
We've had plenty of good memories, though. Beyond that, remember the day we had down by the river? When we went past Carrow Road?
Is that
I
place?
do remember that,
How
but
those hooligans down that alley started cussing you out, threatening you and bellowing like caged animals. How instead of pissing you off, they pissed me off instead.
yes,
How
I...
I heroically and valiantly stepped in to fight off all 5 of them. Granted, I got the shit beat out of me and you went to get help.
What? You didn't
That
do...
was a good night after, though. I remember you...
Oh. She's misremembering. Kitten's response right here.
to get help.
What?
This right here. This seems like a giant red flag to me.
You didn't
That
do...
was a good night.
She thought she got beat and stepped in, and she didn't do that, so she... And Kitten's immediately going like, what? But there's actual surprise, but he then stops because she keeps going. What's going on?
After, though, I remember you doting on me all night as I lay in the hospital bed. It sucked, but I wasn't a quitter.
Grimal!
Eh?
You're forgetting that I was asking you to just ignore them and move on.
But they would have followed us.
No! They hadn't moved from their grimy little alleyway once we got past them. You had decided you'd go back nearly half a block away and...
And that's the part she's not remembering. It wasn't that the memories are wrong, it's that she forgot that she was making shit happen when it didn't have to.
Fight for my honor!
But no! I remember seeing her.
Grimal, we'd crossed the Novi Sad Friendship Bridge on the same street when you went back. Last I saw of you was your boots ducking down the alleyway as I screamed after you to stop. I ran...
Oh, never mind. She actually doesn't remember any of this, it seems like. Self-editing memories or something else.
After you to try and help, but there were 5 of them, and they were easily double our age. The broad-shouldered bastard had a fucking table, which he broke over your head.
Shit, she is actually durable. If you have a table, either it's very flimsy because you could pick it up, or that person's really... Did they happen to just run into a bunch of actual werewolves before? Just they fucked with them in human form?
All I could do was flag down a police car down the road and plead with them for help. Then all I could do after that was call an ambulance after they'd floored you.
Why don't I remember it like that?
Let me jog your memory.
Concussion?
We rode in the ambulance all the way to the community hospital and you were stuck with that stupid grin on your face, blood streaming out of your nose and mouth. It was one of the most harrowing experiences I've had in a long time. Not since Ed...
What? Not since what? That. Oh, sorry, just that moment right there. This.
Since I've had in a long time. Not since Ed...
I don't know any references to anything in Britain to see if that's Ed is a location. So I have no idea what's going on. But there's probably someone who knows more about the lore, maybe has talked or heard some interviews with the people working on this from Bruva Alfabusa's crew.
All I could do was sit there and watch you in such a dire state.
Also, Cosmic mentioned, I think the dude he mentioned in the Uni. Oh, University. Maybe. This is one of those things where I probably need to rewatch the entire series. And good on me to do that because that would be fun. There's probably Edwin Davies, the vamp changeling. Yeah. Okay, so the most harrowing thing was when he learned about the what the fuck going on. And I do remember that now. Thanks, No Name. Or sorry. Non-4 Ka? Oz 74? one. I'm probably butchering your name. Sorry about that. But thank you for reminding me about that one. I do remember now that we heard about this. That's how he got his first brush with the supernatural.
I was so bloody helpless, looking at my girlfriend beaten to a pulp and felt like garbage for being unable to help. And it was all your bloody fault on top of it.
How come you never told me how you felt about all this?
Because by the time you were back to good health, I'd made peace with it.
Did he?
You were so beat up that I couldn't bring myself to just lay into you for how you handled that. I didn't figure you'd be so willing to repeat that mistake in the future.
I mean, the obvious one would be its concussion, and that very well might be the case. But she seems to get in her flow state pretty frequently. Gets into fights way up. It'd be really stupid. It turns out she's the werewolf that killed Fatigue, and it just was like her not even remembering doing it or something. That would be kind of an ass pull, but I don't think the biggest one. Again, I don't actually believe that'll happen, but it'd be one hell of a random twist. Just going to pull this in here. Also me, actually wondering what the cyberpunk universe looked like in 2006, because imagine what Hunter the Parenting Crew would be doing in the World of Darkness cyberpunk setting. Big D would hate it. Everything about it he would hate. And would probably do a good job of absolutely fucking everyone over for that. It's one of the few times I can honestly say, I don't think it would ever happen because the vampires are better stewards than that. I hate everything I said.
It didn't end up mattering after that point because...
We broke up.
That wasn't what broke them up.
Yeah.
And the only reason I never brought it up was because you just seemed so okay about it. I didn't think to bring it up.
She enjoyed it.
Guess me kind of, well, misremembering how that night turned out didn't help either.
Is that really how you remembered it?
Well, what I can remember anyway. Got knocked unconscious. Guess I just filled in the blanks however I felt worked best.
I remember it, unfortunately. It doesn't get any easier doting on people.
Okay, so you know how there's a lot of characters who are spiritual successors from in Hunter the Parenting from If the Emperor Has Text-to-Speech Device, Kitten being the most direct one because he was an original character they created for that series. So Alfabusa can import him whole cloth into this as long as they just take off the golden armor. And honestly, the rest of his character is just perfectly fine as is. And they, of course, still changed it on top of that because massively different person, but just with so many similarities because of spiritual successor aspects. I immediately thought that Grimal, I think everyone else did, she was the spiritual successor to Shadow Sun, who never made it into the main series. Like, they had little bits and pieces every now and again, but never was actually a main series character. I'm kind of wondering now if they're kind of combining her with other aspects. Like, there might be other influences of her character design going on, because this is a couple distinct moments where she... Actually, no, 3 distinct moments where she gets in her flow state and jumps into a fight she has no bearing for. In the anime con where she met Kitten, in the fight with the 5 guys who absolutely screwed her over, and jumping into an attack a werewolf. Granted, that last one could be delirium based, but the fact that she did it, it's like distinctly, you know, very bloodthirsty and very much getting into a fight and being covered in blood. I'm wondering if she might be more Angron or Karn the Betrayer based as like a spiritual successor to them as well. Just taking aspects of the storyline, so if anyone notices. Now, for obvious reasons, I don't think she would be a one-to-one of those characters, because 1, I don't think they ever came up, and 2, maybe that's just where they're drawing from, but it seems like they're definitely making a point that 3 aspects of her running into fights she should not in any way, shape, or form have any ability to fight. Granted, the soul is just saying manic, squiggly, towel girl. Yeah. Ooh, also, I'll pull up your comment. 1, thank you very much. 2, get up, Hunter-in-law. We have a dark world to burn. I just realized D has Keanu Reeves' hairstyle. Are D and Johnny related? I mean, with how many kids he's probably had, entirely possible. Grimal's gonna be our magical girl. Oh god, that'd be funny, man. Airier, they said they weren't doing more direct spiritual successors. Oh yeah, direct. And I don't think she's a direct spiritual successor of any of them, mostly because even a direct spiritual successor of Shadows doesn't really work because it wasn't in main series. But I can see a lot of inspiration being drawn from other sources.
Ones you've loved that are horribly injured. Christ, you saw Marcus.
Bloody mummies, boy, eh?
God damn it, they actually got me on that one. Because he's a mommy's... Who even is his mom? Has Big D ever talked about any of the moms? Watch one of them actually be one of the monsters they're fighting.
Up!
Tutankhamun, innit?
Shut up!
Wrong time to take a drink. It's not even that funny, but it's getting me.
I can't tell if I'm attracted to hopelessly overconfident people who get pummeled to a pulp, or if I just found you two attractive and you getting pulverized is just some higher power's idea of a joke.
This line is definitely something they added in because it's probably both. His character is the first one, and the second part of that line, the higher powers, that's literally the writing staff. There is no way the people writing this, who is probably Speaker 2 and Alfabusa and maybe some other people who are getting involved, but definitely Speaker 2. Actually, I'm not sure who's the main writer on Hunter the Parenting side stories. But whatever. If this is not a direct line to, yeah, we find this is definitely something we enjoy, I would be very surprised and probably not believe anyone who says that.
It's a bit of a naff joke, innit?
And then calling themselves out
If
for
it's
it.
any consolation, love, I ain't laughing at it either.
Who said I wasn't laughing at it? It is pretty funny.
Hey, didn't you just say you found it immensely traumatizing?
Trauma's funny.
I mean, it's still funny in a cosmic way. I
stand by what I said. The best trauma is something you can laugh at. The worst ones are the ones you can't.
I still happen to not want either of you beaten to death, Grim.
Such a bloody softie.
Yeah.
That memory being what it is, though, makes me wonder how much of the trouble I've gotten into is my own damn fault.
Oh, probably a lot.
I mean, up until she went mad dog on us, so is badgering the werewolf. Figured she was that ghoul you guys were on about. Thought I was in the clear to kind of mess with her.
Why? What? How? Why would thinking you found the ghoul who will be slightly stronger and probably more durable than most people, make you think that's like going up to a person you found out is a spy who's murdered people? Because at this point they had seen what happened to Fatigue already. And she thought it was safe that... What? There's something else going on. That is so weird. There's definitely something else here. Like, if this had happened, if messing with Matilda and finding out she was the werewolf happened before discovering Fatigue a little over there, a little over there, a lot up there, and some all over the floor, that would be very different. But seeing that happen and then assuming immediately, okay, she's the ghoul, she's probably doing this, I can mess with her. Maybe it's because everyone was there, but that's just...
Hell of a coincidence, wasn't it?
I'm wondering, would we have gotten more time if I hadn't been so dead set on badgering her? Could we have gotten enough time for you and the rest to get there, deal with it proper?
Or would that have led to more casualties if she felt like she needed to fight harder to escape? I mean, I don't think that would be something she'd consider. And if it was, I'd be very surprised, but... And in the previous episodes, a few back, when we saw the camera, we did see her in the control room, smoking and just being absolutely inconsolable. But this is right after she had that fight with Kitten. Okay, so she was probably just absolutely panicking after that. That's why she was in there.
Grimal, you know you're not at fault. Stop it.
But going back to it, like, doesn't me surviving all of that prove I'm strong? Like, I've been proving how much I can take before falling down. I've been surviving stuff like this all my life, you know?
There were more? Of course there were more.
Just trying to keep on and enjoy myself how I want to. Like, remember when I'd rented out those copies of Trigun out of the
What?
library when you got your card?
How does renting copies of Trigun, 1, nice, 2, lead to her getting the shit beat out of her? That, like, just what kind of libraries do they have in Britain? Return late and they just flog you for it?
Revoked.
How does that... Wait,
What?
no.
What?
I remember.
Yeah, you do. Had to hold them for a day before you could get them. It was like smuggling bloody contraband just so you and me could read about Vash being a dipshit.
Yeah, I remember you hiding them at your place.
Felt like a real ninja.
For what it's worth,
Oh, she stole them from
I'm
the
still
library, didn't
sorry. It can't have been easy.
Yeah. Dear old dad.
she? What?
Worth, I'm still sorry. It can't have been easy.
Yeah. Dear old dad.
Ah. It can't be easy. That's why renting would... Her dad was abusive, wasn't he? And that's what she means by surviving things like that her entire life.
It's not quite the same, and I know that. But it's been a part of me for as long as I can recall, surviving to get to the next day, one step at a time. Picking fights has been one of the few ways I get to test myself. I mean, look at me, man. Who's gonna take this seriously if I can't?
Wait. That hair color's not dyed? Honestly, I thought her entire shtick was just green everywhere. But her eyes are also the same color. I wonder if the nails actually aren't painted, too. How many physical representations does a changeling actually show of being a changeling? Because I'm kind of wondering if my initial speculation of that was accurate. Because I know it's people who are not human, but look human when they're in reality, and there's something about wonder. But they also have the alternate form where it is fantastical. But that's all I know about changeling, so I'm going very blonde, or very blonde on this one. You know what? I'm going to leave it this one. I'm going full blonde.
Prove I can take a punch or two. It's one of the best things I can
surviving
offer
a
in this line of
punch
work.
from a
Persistence,
vampire
and
werewolf.
being damn hard to put down. What good a hunter doesn't have either.
Very good at dodging.
What?
Hearing all of this finally, I'm not really surprised. It's also just fucking sad, Grimal.
Yes!
Do this to me, man. I'm opening up to you.
No,
and
look, that came out wrong. It's not me.
I'm assuming it's the entire, her belief as her only value as a hunter is a meat shield. Yeah.
Looking down on you.
Well, what do you mean, then?
Look, Grim, look at me, okay? Your endurance, it's...
And now we've seen the third sorting of it's Grimaling from Door, Grimal from the people who are her friends, and now he's being completely serious and straightforward with her and throwing aside much of that. It's just Grim.
I have to be honest, it's something I marveled at for the longest time. Seeing what you have had to go through and keep on with is inspiring. It's one of the strongest things about you in this context.
The smug little smirk they put on. This is the first time they use this art, and they pulled it in right now just because he's complimenting exactly the thing about herself she thinks is the most valuable. But again, it's also the belief that her entire value is as a meat shield and she can't really do anything else, which is entirely just reductive of everything about her character. Yeah. Also, Cosmic mentioned most changelings also don't demonstrate those traits. It wouldn't be part of their... That is a word. Thamine? The main? I do not know that, Cosmic, so I could be very off. But again, I don't know changeling beyond what I just said. Or how it will be interpreted
there is a
either.
difference between
They
being
did bring in Faye with that one random, out of nowhere, big-lipped alligator moment, though, early on.
a survivor and being suicidally stubborn. Survival isn't just about taking the next hit and keeping on going.
Yeah,
it's
it
about
is.
knowing when to call it quits.
Honestly, I'm going to disagree with him on this one. Survival is definitely the first one. The second one, you rarely get the chance to quit if it's really that bad, man.
Your present condition is something that worries me.
Yeah, mate, I'm afraid too. I'm not stupid. I can feel something shifting around in there, and it hurts too. But I want to help where I can with this.
The obvious assumption is she's talking about something shifting around as in her ribs, you know, the things that were crushed. But I honestly wonder if they're leading into a reveal about her still, considering the thumbnail. If it wasn't for that thumbnail, I would be able to put that thought aside. I mean, I'd still fixate on it, but that thumbnail specifically. Grimal. Here, I'll just pull it up again just to remind people exactly what we're talking about here. Like this thumbnail. And what it's based on. Because in End of Evangelion, Cosmic, if you're watching this, you do not know what I'm talking about. Do not listen to what I'm about to say. Or anyone who doesn't know End of Evangelion, spoilers coming. This is at the end where the closest person to the main character, and one of the few people who didn't try and screw him over, turned out to be related to some really fucked up shit, and everything turned out to be massive clones of her. And yeah, bad shit happened. Just gonna hide the stump. Yeah, even trying not to give away spoilers, that probably still counts, but still, like, if they're not just screwing with us, that is terrifying in so many ways.
And save Marcus.
Is that really what you want to do?
What the hell does that mean?
From what you're saying so far, I'm not sure if you're doing this to save Marcus or to get on my good side.
Oi!
I think it's more she's just trying to be useful for her sense of self-worth after being the one to think she fucked with Matilda and led to that, but...
Have you maybe considered that I'm worried about both of you?
They were friends.
Marcus is one of my best friends, one of my only friends right now. It's not a fucking binary, mate. Do I only get to like one of the two of you? I want both of you to like me, because fucking stupid as it may seem, I like both of you an awful lot. Even though you've had this hate for me since we broke up. And you know the screwed up thing about it? I've had to sit here and think about where it went wrong, and I thought at first it was your fault, 'cause fuck, that's what anyone does after a breakup.
It wasn't just you that thought
But
that.
I've had to come to the horrible realization.
Oh.
One does after a breakup.
It wasn't just you.
I thought it was your fault. It wasn't just you that thought that. Oh, he initially blamed himself for it. Oh.
You that thought
But
that.
I've had to come to the horrible realization
And she immediately cuts him off before he can double down on thinking it's his own fault.
that maybe you have had a good reason to hate me. You were justified in hating my guts. And this trip down memory lane was a final pin in the board to make me realize that you did have a good reason to hate me for what I did to you.
Yeah, I did kind of assume she's the one to get him kicked out of the Arcanum. And this line right here is probably my confirmation. Whatever will happen next will be a thing, but yeah.
I don't hardly have anyone around me. Nothing that I can really call a friend, anyway. I might want to preserve what I've got now and fix what I might have broken. That shit haunted me. That our relationship soured so much that you hated me. Fed up and pissed off for having to deal with my ass for so long. Not even that I threw the love we had in the trash, that you couldn't even look at me like I'm your friend. I was worried for so long that I couldn't get to know anyone just because of how much my dad hated me, him and Mom both, even though she just gave up and left. Then
And we already know her dad's abusive because of the previous comments, and now we know the mom was probably getting abused and she got out of the situation. But that meant Grimal was there alone, and there's so much repressed trauma going on. And the repression is not repressed, man.
About you, and you were maybe the first person I've been able to connect with intimately. You've got no idea what it's like to have to think on that kind of bloody thing for years.
Oh.
Years. But
They changed the art style to be more aggressive as soon as she accused him of not knowing what it's like to think that. And the obvious thing is he's going to be mad because, no, that's exactly how he probably feels. And probably about a bunch of things.
you're so bloody alone that all you've got to bond with people over is anime and manga and shit. Because you blew the one relationship you've had.
I know! I know. Because
You've told me? Oh, she has massive memory issues, doesn't she?
you've told me, and I've never forgotten it. How the fuck could I? But you aren't alone. You've managed to carve out friendships with a...
Huh. So she probably does, like, I mentioned memory issues, but more than that. I thought it was him thinking he was in the same boat, but no, it's more annoyance because she's spilling her guts, but he's already heard it before, so she's done this before. But we already know she doesn't remember things, so... Does she have actual brain damage? Like, is she literally not all there? Or something else... What does domination do to a person's mind?
Police, Harry, Marcus, and whoever else I may not even know. You've had those connections. You can't just pull the "you don't know what it's like" card because one relationship fell apart. You can't put all that on me. That's not fucking fair.
Also, she's not just putting it all on you. She's projecting everything with her own family falling apart.
The world's a big place. Even our little insular world is a big place. But there's a lot more like us out there. Always has been, always will be. No matter who says otherwise.
This I love. Where her allegations and everything she said putting on him made him upset. Him telling her why she's wrong, and you see that little bit of a smile because she actually does appreciate it. It's such a little thing. It's a tiny facial expression. Just the curl of the lip right here, that tiny line, but it implies so much, and I love it.
Yeah.
We're not going anywhere. Not while one of us is out there and needs us.
Sigh of tension crawling.
It still mattered to me. Well, more than anything. I don't want things between you and me to get worse.
I don't either, Grim. It's been a long time since, and I've had too much time to let it
Fester?
ferment in my head.
That's a good choice, too.
I'm sorry for having put you through that. I really can only guess as to how much it hurt you.
For how all of this is even happening now. Me taking you for granted like I did. But then and now, it isn't all on you, mate. I'm sorry too.
Thank you, Grimal. I'm not ready to be friends with you again. Right now, it's not that easy. Not for me, anyway.
Yeah,
But they're not enemies, at
I
least.
get that.
But we can try and start wiping the slate a bit. You were immature, self-centered, and oblivious, not
I get the impression that last part hasn't changed, unfortunately for her.
to mention
Or maybe fortunately.
kind of an asshole, but that's who you were, not who you are. I was a dick for assuming you hadn't changed, because you definitely have.
Thanks, mate.
Sir D told me in the aftermath that you were one of the only ones trying to leap into the fray against her.
Yep. And Matilda didn't immediately kill the squishy, normal, maybe mortal human.
That whole proving yourself thing has never been in question to me, and doing something so reckless, stupid, and brave only cements that. Even if it backfired horribly and you almost got crunched to death.
Yeah.
It's because I'm built like Souther.
What?
Souther? I'm assuming that's kind of like being a Boston Southie. You just assume you could take a beating. But I could be wrong because I don't know Britishisms.
Incorrectly? Ow! Fuck. Fine. And listen, we're not friends right now, but
yeah, they are. If anything happened to her right now, he would be just as torn up if he had finally said it. This is a trope I've seen in plenty of stories, and I never really get the point of it, saying, we're not going to be friends now, but maybe in the future. It's like, we will be, or we can start over. Because every time you say that, it's like, nah, you already made your decision. And honestly, it's a good narrative trope, and I don't actually mind that they're using it, because it's a nice way to say, still have to take into account the past, which is important on a narrative sense, because if you don't take into account the past, the characters actually start feeling less like they're actual characters and more like they're just mouthpieces for what you want to say to move a story forward. So it's actually a really good device that I do recommend using if other people try it. And also because it shows that his mental state of, even though I probably do consider you a friend at this point, I don't want to do it full on just yet because of how things went before, but I'm not immediately trying to cut you out again like before, so giving that leeway. It's a trope to have that conversation aspect right there, but it's an understandable one that does show both hurt feelings as well as demonstrate that they're willing to move forward anyways, which is all that's happening, and it's a really good usage of it.
I will admit that after this discussion, I'm more than happy to accept your help. You and I can discuss friendship again later, after we rescue Marcus. You know, my fiancé.
Don't stop it.
Yeah. Also, Red Fury is just going death flag number 1. Oh no, it's not number 1. There's so many more than that. The entire thing about her and being the meat shield, only finding value in taking a hit. If that doesn't lead into a decision-making process that doesn't come out of nowhere of something's about to happen that'll kill someone else and she takes the hit for them, except she's wrong and it does actually kill her, that feels like a lead-in. And also this conversation being that there's a reason Kitten doesn't immediately ignore and despise her when she does something, because it actually makes it more dramatic. Because if they don't have this conversation and they're going into it with him just hating her, it's like, oh, a person you hated died. Okay. But this does change that aspect.
I'm not gone in for that role. And I want to save him too, remember? Because he's my best friend.
Uh-huh.
And if I can save my best friend and ensure him and his fiancée can be happy, well, that sounds good to me.
Yeah. The only reason I'm not thinking she'll actually die is because Door had way bigger flags. Unless there's going to be multiple character deaths. Although more, hopefully Door's spiritual successor does match the entire finding a hand, but maybe not confirmed dead. So the not dead part comes through.
Thank you, Grimal.
Even if his fiancée happens to be my ex and a doughy UK boy besides.
Okay, getting a bit too jabby there. Let's shake hands before you make an ass of yourself and I regret it, hmm?
Sure thing.
Reminds me. Speaking of Kenshiro...
Wait, the show's not... Oh god, there's more. I thought we were about to get to the end. It's like, okay, nice relaxing ending. No big switches on there, just finding the characterization. Why are we now not over? Oh, no.
You still got my details on your phone?
Course I do. That grudge was mostly on you, remember?
Just making sure. Guess in that case, I'll just have to keep an ear out for Tough Boy then, yeah?
Who?
You still have that old Ripper got you?
Oh, a copy of a show, probably. Okay. Or
On your phone?
song.
Well, yeah. I'd figured out I could remove you as a contact a while ago, but
Did he?
I still didn't really want to. Besides, it was, it's a good song.
I have no idea what any of those songs are.
Grimal, please stop crying.
Because he never actually fully hated her. And that's the confirmation she didn't think she'd get. Okay, so the ending is here. We're not being really switched around. Let's see if there's anything at the end. Maybe make me judge otherwise. Wait, there's actually a significant bit left. What? Oh, wow. Is this a Ren Fair? Never actually been to one, oddly enough. No, is that a bunch of... Yeah, it looks like a Ren Fair with all the costumes, and then people actually dressing up as pirates to play a song. On... banjos? I don't actually know the song in the slightest. Also, there are bloopers. I'll leave that for the actual show. Oh, man. What? Oh, that was him live performing. Okay, that's why. I thought I recognized his voice, but I couldn't actually see who it was. Oh, neat. Oh, man. Oh, the joke is that they just did the fit. I remember this painting. I'm not even sure if it counts as impressionist because it was the more the dot-oriented one I don't remember the name of. Also, there is voice actor dialogue in the credits. All right. I'll listen to a bit of it. The Grimal stop crying line, though. Oh. So who were the script editors? Lead writer was Arendelle. Okay. And then the editors were Speaker D, Blessed, and Voy. Got it. Yeah, Arendelle did a really good job on this one. I know I've heard them from other works they've done. Probably play this. Pointillism? Ah, that would do it in Shadow Blazer, thanks. It's never really the style I liked as much. I never focused on learning too much about it. It's interesting, though. What?
Nothing bad ever happens to Grimaling. I talk about wicked kebabs, and I say Cognis Mentis.
What?
That's my catchphrase.
Cognis Mentis?
Beast! Foul beast!
It's just hard to gauge what'll be done by these zealots.
Very SE.
I mean, I'd rather have the help than...
Did they actually... Mr. Tiddles. I'm sorry. Muffin, Tea, Muffin, Time, Murica, Eagle. I'm just reading a few of the names. Florida Man. How many of these are all jokes? They're all just jokes, aren't they? Oh my god.
I mean, I'd rather have the help than not.
Jaeger Bomb. Oh my god. No name. No name. No. Oh my god. God damn.
It's just hard to gauge what'll be done by these zealots.
Again, the art on this. Holy shit. Oh, a little metal Karibo. Why metal? Because if you look at this guy, he's definitely full metal, man.
RuPaul's Hunter the Reckoning.
If there's not art of that. Also, I get this reference. Forbidden Crown.
The winner crowned this year's Hunter. RuPaul the Dragon. Your theme for this year's walkway is skinned werewolf.
Oh, God. It's Karibo of War. Oh, man. Okay, so there was a lot going on here. And I was, admittedly, one of my assumptions was right, that we were being bait and switched heavily with this one. So the things I was worried about were these images. Like, this is what we had for the thumbnail. I'm like, oh, hell, we're going full on spoilers here. Existentialism, where one of the characters you know has always been a side piece, who's always been with you, is suddenly going to turn out to be, oh, and they're causing everything to go wrong. Heavily simplifying end of Evangelion, but yeah, it was Rey all along. And then we have where I'm thinking there. I thought, okay, we're going to get existential horror. I guess the reference here is one, it's anime, so we don't have to explain shit. But also, this one would be showing that there's a lot more fucked up shit in there, and someone's smiling despite being beaten to shit because everything went wrong. And we learned her entire life was literally beaten to shit, and everything in her life feels like it went wrong. Okay, it's just kind of fucked up. Also, Cosmic, thanks for the spoilers. Nah, trust me, I didn't say the spoilers on that one, man. Trust me, there are a lot more spoilers I'm actually taking into account right now. Watch the movies. Actually, finish the series, then watch the movies. Yeah, I guess you could watch the summary movies too, but still. This is good. I like this. It's not as fucked up as I thought we were. I thought we were going to go something like, oh, and by the way, trauma. As what we found out here was, oh, by the way, past trauma. A little less painful because it's already out, but that final line of stop crying because Kitten never actually cut her out of his life. He always had her info. And even the part about how we could get back together showed that he didn't actually hate her. And just, that was cute. Just going to ignore all the death flags. So many death flags. I mentioned earlier that I don't think the only reason she survives is because Door has bigger flags. But at the same time, when Chapter 6 comes out, it's going to be brutal, man. Because before, with the previous sections, I thought he wouldn't be that crazy. And then every time it has been that crazy. Yeah. This is just a really good set piece to show how these characters are moving, both on, or in Grimal's case, learning that they are forgiven in a sense. Like, it's not just a matter of, this person hates me, we can move on, but that I'm a better person now, I can be better. And they didn't actually hate me. But she does. It's just, there's so much going on here, man. Also, Valerian mentioned, hot take, popularized death flags not actually leading to death. The best thing with the death flag is if you're aware, your audience is super aware of what's going on, and you just play with their expectation based on that. Which works up until your audience gets used to not seeing a death flag, and then you can screw with them by just using them again. Knowing your audience is always the important part. And I think we are the audience who knows the death flags, but I don't know which way they're going to go on this, by either making it a false flag or an actual death flag. And something's going to happen because we have her story. We know she rolls as the tank. She can survive a lot of things, even if she's not as survivable as she should be, but she's also very survivable. That she thought talking down to a ghoul and antagonizing them was the good choice when she already saw them tear-fatting you apart. There's so many things to unpack there. Grimal's an emotional, traumatized wreck, to quote Cosmic in the chat. Also, according to Martin, oh yeah, Patreon update today. We are a few weeks from Chapter 6. Oh. Okay, that's going to be a lot. In the meantime, I'm just going to pretend this was a nice, heartwarming talk that didn't involve any death flags. I'm just going to leave it on that note. And Magtar, do I know about the murder drone stuff? Yeah, I didn't see it, but I saw that it came out. I might check it out next week because more murder drones. That's cool. Either way, you guys know the deal. There's a link below to the original video. Hit it up. I'll see you in the next one. Adios, which may or may not be in a few weeks. That'll be awesome. See you then.